Hi, this is Veso from Chaos. In this video, we'll go through the process of setting up a metal material in 3ds Max and V-Ray using the metallic roughness workflow. First, we'll take a look at how to set up a basic metal material using that workflow. We'll go over how the different parameters affect the overall look and feel of the material. Next, we'll look at how we can add some surface imperfections and details to the material. We'll also look at some of the preset material options that come with the installation of V-Ray. Finally, we'll go over the process of creating a metal material in a separate software such as Substance Painter and how we can export the textures from there to use inside 3ds Max and V-Ray. With all that being said, let's get started. Here in 3ds Max, we have a scene of a small room, maybe some sort of a tool shed. And we have a couple of robot dogs as our main characters. Let me start the interactive rendering so we can see what the scene looks like so far. At its current state, I've shaded everything in the scene except for the bigger dog, which has a default gray V-Ray material applied to it. The goal of today's tutorial is to set up the shading for that dog and have our image completed. In the real world, different materials can be classified into two major categories: dielectric and conductive materials. Dielectric materials are insulators, such as glass, plastic, wood, leather, and so on. Conductive materials can conduct electricity. Examples of those are steel, copper, gold, in other words, metals. There is a great blog post on the chaos.com website called Understanding Metalness that goes into greater detail about the PBR workflow, giving some great examples of different metal materials. You're welcome to copy the link to the blog post and give it a read yourself if you're interested. Alright, let's go ahead and create a metal material. I'll switch to a camera that is going to give us a little bit closer view of the object we're going to be shading. This dog consists of several separate meshes. In the material editor, we can create a standard V-Ray material and I'll apply it to one of the dog's parts. As I mentioned earlier, the idea of representing dielectric and conductive materials has been implemented into the standard V-Ray material through a parameter called metalness. Since we're going to set up a material using the metalness roughness workflow, the first thing we need to do is to switch the BRDF to use roughness and set the metalness parameter to 1. The metalness parameter is a variable that can be set to a value between 0 and 1, which implies there are different levels of metalness. In the real world, there are no different levels. Materials are either metals or non-metals. But we can use the metalness value in the V-Ray material to map it with a texture and create more complex metal materials. For example, painted metal with scratches, or rusty spots on the metal surface, and so on. Okay, let's use the information from the blog post table of metal materials to recreate a gold material, for example. So for gold, we need to set the diffuse to 243 for the red channel, 201 for the green, and 104 for the blue. Then set the reflection to pure white and set the roughness parameter to a lower value. Roughness of 0 would represent a very smooth mirror-like surface. Alternatively, a value of 1 would make the surface very rough. So using the roughness parameter, we can adjust how smooth or brushed the metal surface would look. And finally, we need to set the index of refraction value that corresponds to this particular material to keep it as physically accurate as possible. A value of 1.35 for gold. Every material has a different IOR that could be measured. The refractiveindex.info website provides some physical measurements of different materials. As I mentioned before, we can use texture maps to create more complex and interesting metal surfaces. As an example, I have a texture map here, which we can use to control the metalness amount. This way, in the places where the texture is white, we'll have full metalness, and in the black areas, we'll have non-metal surface. That creates an interesting result. Looks like the surface has a thin layer of gold that started to peel off. We can go further and plug the same texture into the reflection and the diffuse, which would give us another different look. Alright, there are a bunch of material presets built into the V-Ray material. So if I expand that drop-down menu, you can see presets for several types of metal materials such as gold, copper, silver, chrome, and so on. You can use those materials as a starting point when you're building your metal material. They already have the right color and IOR value that we've seen from the material table in the blog post in the beginning of the video. One more place that we can get already made metal materials is in the V-Ray material library. On the V-Ray toolbar, there is an icon of 4 spheres, which represents the material library browser. If we open it, there are all kinds of materials we can choose from to use in our scene. They are grouped into categories that we can see here on the left. Under the metal category, there is a number of metal materials to choose from. We can of course modify those materials further to fit our needs. We could also use the Cosmos browser to get more metal materials as well. If we click on the Cosmos icon to open the browser, then click on the materials button. And here, there are over 200 materials to choose from. Again, if we filter them by metal, we can get some high quality metal materials to use in our scene. Okay, great. Of course, we can use an external software package to create our textures, such as Substance Painter. I've used it to create textures for both of the dogs. I'll walk you through my process of creating those textures without going into too much detail. Here in Substance Painter, I usually start from some of the presets that come with the software. Also, there are some complete materials called smart materials that sometimes is exactly what I want, or need to be modified slightly. I then add layer after layer of scratches and dents, surface imperfections, slight color variation here and there, dirt and dust in certain places. The whole idea is to make the material look worn out. After that, I create several more metal materials using the same approach and apply them to the different body panels. This way, there is some variation throughout the whole object. In Substance Painter, we can take a look at the different channels, for instance, the roughness or the metallic. As you can see, the metallic is mostly pure white, except for the certain areas where there is some dirt on top of the metal surface. We use this texture to plug it into the metalness parameter of the V-Ray material later. So once the textures are all painted, we need to export them from Substance Painter and bring them over to 3ds Max. The export process is fairly straightforward. We need to go File, Export Textures to bring the export window. We need to specify a location and choose an output preset from the list. So if we scroll all the way down, there is a preset designed to export the textures to be used in V-Ray Metallic Roughness workflow. We can choose that preset and click Export. Now let's go back to 3ds Max to set up a material that uses those textures. Okay, let's create a new V-Ray material and a V-Ray bitmap node. I'll assign the new V-Ray material to the mesh and load the diffuse texture we exported into the V-Ray bitmap node. We have 5 textures corresponding to this object in total. So let me copy the V-Ray bitmap node several times and start loading the rest of the textures. The diffuse and emissive textures are loaded as is. But for the roughness, metallic and normal textures, we need to set the color space type to none. This way, there will be no gamma applied to those textures. That is important to ensure that the material renders correctly. Basically, every texture that drives a data parameter needs to be set with no gamma, with its color space set to none. Once we have all of the textures ready to go, we can plug them into their corresponding slots. The normal map needs to go through a V-Ray normal map node. We also need to click on the flip green checkbox to make sure it displays correctly in 3ds Max. Then we can simply plug it into the bump map slot and set it to 100. Next, I'll make sure the material is set to use roughness and plug in the metallic texture into the metallic slot. Set the reflection color to pure white and plug in the roughness map. Then we can plug in the emissive texture into the self-illumination slot and check the compensate camera exposure checkbox. And finally, the diffuse texture goes into the diffuse map slot. Alright, as you can see, the result we are getting is slightly different than the one we had in Substance Painter. Reason for that is the lighting and camera exposure are completely different. That's okay though, it just needs a little adjustment to make it look nicer. I think if we brighten up the diffuse map a little bit, it'll be better. Let's plug in a color correct node to the diffuse map and brighten it up. Okay, that looks much better. The reflections still look a little too sharp for my liking. So let's adjust the roughness map to see what difference that would make. As I mentioned earlier, a value of 0 for the roughness would result in a very shiny surface, and a value of 1 would be very rough. So theoretically, if we increase the brightness of the roughness map, it should become less shiny. Great. We can also increase the self-illumination multiplier for the emissive map to make it more visible. Perfect. I've used the exact same method to create the materials for the rest of the dog's body parts. Let me go ahead and assign them real quick. Alright, now that we have the dog all shaded and ready to go, we can simply do a final render. I'll just leave all of the render settings to their default values and click the render button. In this video, we've explored the metalness roughness workflow. We went over the process of setting up different types of metal materials. We've also looked at some of the metal presets that come with V-Ray for 3ds Max. And finally, we've explored the process of creating the metal materials for our dog character in Substance Painter and transferring them to 3ds Max. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful and helpful. Thank you for watching.